Welcome back to the Overheard Podcast, recorded live in Banff. My name is Daniel Rudel. No Matt with me today. Unfortunately, he's out of town. Hope he's enjoying himself out there, Matt. I hope you're having a good time. Very, very special guest today. My life partner and the love of my life, Natalie Millar, is joining us. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me. I'm grateful.
A little bit of change of scenery. We are in Natalie's beautiful office in Harmony Lane on the top floor overlooking Banff Ave and these beautiful mountains. What a beautiful day it is today, right?
It's stunning.
If it is your first time joining us, please don't forget to give us a little like and subscribe. We find about 70% of our first-time listeners don't subscribe. How weird is that, huh? So don't forget to do us a big favor and give us a little like and subscribe. Go like and subscribe to Natalie's page as well. You can find her at Her Knowing on Instagram and follow her along on her journey. Before we get too far into things, should we check in with our sponsors? What do you think?
Yeah, let's do it.
Awesome. We'll be right back with you in just 1 second.
Winter in Banff hits different. Cold air, frozen mornings, and that brief stillness before the day kicks off. Fuel your early starts with Drink Shaft, the non-alcoholic, all-natural espresso energy drink made for mountain days and the longer ones around the house or the office. Find Drink Shaft in over 1,000 stores across Western Canada. Grab one before you head out on your next adventure. Remember that seasons change, but Drink Shaft, it always stays the same.
All right, we are back. So let's get right into it. My beautiful partner, Natalie Millar, or better known on social media as Her Knowing, is a holistic healer, registered reflexologist, Reiki master, intuitive guide, and founder of Her Knowing, a wellness practice rooted in deep self-care, inner transformation, and embodied healing. Based in Banff, Alberta, Natalie's work is centered around guiding peoples through life's emotional, physical, and spiritual challenges by helping them restore balance to the mind, body, and spirit. She blends modalities like quantum facials, Reiki energy healing, foot reflexology, and Akashic record readings.
Akashic.
I mess that up all the time. Akashic.
Everyone does.
To create experiences that support not just physical well-being, but emotional resilience and self-acceptance. Through Her Knowing, Natalie offers a variety of treatments. Quantum holistic facials to deeper soul-centered experiences accessing the Akashic records. These are designed to help people release stress, navigate grief and anxiety, uncover limiting patterns, and reconnect with their own inner wisdom. Her work emphasizes self-love, emotional safety, and personal transformation, inviting clients into a gentler, more intuitive approach to wellness. On Instagram and beyond, Natalie shares insight into mindful living, energy healing, embodiment, and holistic self-care, building a community around the belief that healing begins with listening to the body and honoring one's own truth. Her approach resonates with those seeking a deeper connection to themselves and a more compassionate way of being in the world. Whether it's via treatments in her Banff studio, which we are right now, through full mentorships or guided reflections, Natalie continues to help others access their own knowing, an innate wisdom that supports healing, growth, and self-empowerment.
Amen.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining me today, babe. This has been a long time coming. I've been trying for a long time to convince you to get behind the mic, so thank you.
Yep.
I know this is maybe not the easiest thing for you.
It's a lot for me, but I'm doing it for you. And thank you for having me. I'm grateful. I know I need to do that. I know I need to share more, and I put myself out there. So it's a good stepping stone with you.
Amazing. Well, so far so good. Let's get right into it. I know you very well, but our audience listening at home might not know you very well. Let's start with, where are you from originally and what brought you to this beautiful place, Banff, in the first place?
So I'm from Orangeville, Ontario. I moved here in 2012 and I was 19 at the time. I was studying hotel management, which wasn't aligned at all, but in a way I think that it brought me here. So that was a good part of it. They were offering internship for a summer in Banff. And so I just applied and took the leap, and I got the job at the Rimrock. Had the best summer of my life here. And
amazing.
It was wild. Like, just nothing I've ever experienced before. It was so beautiful, and the nature, and then the people. And I think it literally brought me to life. I think Banff brought me to life. And yeah, it was a place where I finally felt free, and I didn't have to I wasn't limited. Like back home, I always felt a little bit more consciously limited. And I don't know if that's just like a back home thing, but it felt like when I moved to Banff, it was like, let's go.
Like maybe you finally stepped into who
yeah,
you
I think I
to
had
be?
permission to. Like people were more accepting to spirituality. People were more accepting to talking about the world and consciousness and witchy stuff and, you know, the stuff I loved, but I didn't really know how to go forward with it.
Yeah.
And so I think that Banff was a place for me to step into my own knowing, really.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So how did you transition from the early days coming here working in hospitality into starting your own business?
I think it was many, many years of just really enjoying the lifestyle and having so much fun and just being so free. But then there was a part of me that always knew, like, what are you doing? Get your life together kind of thing. Like there was just this voice in the back of my head. Maybe it was my dad or something. You know, my dad.
Big shout out.
Just telling me, you know, get my life together. Don't continue to, I guess, be in the cycle. And
I mean, of course, a big part of the Banff routine is kind of rinse and repeat, maybe a little Sunday fun day, maybe a sore Monday. And
yeah, that was it. It was every single day of the week. Yeah. And you would work late nights and then you would party and then you would get up early and do yoga. And there was just no rest. Like I was constantly on the go, constantly just out of my body, I think. And I didn't have time to get to know myself until like kind of those final years that were the initiation into what I do now. And yeah, I think it's all part of the path. I think that you have to enjoy yourself. Like I'm grateful for my 20s here, had the best time. We traveled, we, you know, really enjoyed ourselves. But then there was something that was calling me, I would say, to get my life in line. And it wasn't until I was kind of pushed into it where I had to listen. I was forced to listen.
Well, let's get right into that. I've learned from you that the universe speaks quite loudly.
Well, it's soft at first until it's like, okay, you're not listening. Bam, you know?
So let's unpack that story of what happened and what got you into holistic healing in the first place. And what was your wake-up call to step away from hospitality?
I think, well, I wasn't happy. To be honest, I was like, serving just wasn't for me. It was a place where, you know, I could make money, but I never felt really connected to it. Like some people thrive. I think that you have a natural gift speaking. I think you have a strong energy and you can go up to anyone. Like for me, I'm quite sensitive. And so going up to tables and literally having your digestive system in their faces, I would literally leave my serving shift so bloated. And so, because my body was going into protective mode and it was just feeling like I was in survival a lot of the time.
So maybe your form of communication is more effective when someone approaches you versus like myself, who's a bit of a different personality. I'm more effective approaching people, right? Like,
yeah. And I also think I'm very gentle. Like I can feel the energy in the room and the subtle cues, like people's facial expressions. Like I'm reading all of that. It's not just the words you say, it's the energy that you carry.
Oh, I know.
And so it's okay. Like I'm picking up, especially at the busy hotel where I worked, it was so much energy. And I think it got to a point where I really couldn't handle it anymore. And so there was 2 concussions, which were kind of that point where it was like, okay, are you going to listen? That soft little nudge from the universe being like, okay, are you going to pay attention here? But, I healed. I always have been healthy. I've always enjoyed health and wellness, but I was so absorbed in the lifestyle here that I didn't know how to get out of it. I didn't know that it was okay to say no, to not go out every night. It was okay to have a boundary and to
maybe, sorry to cut you off, but safe to say during that time, maybe the lifestyle was taking a bit more importance in your life than your own personal practice.
Definitely. And at that time I was also learning Reiki. I was doing yoga. I was connecting with my spiritual side, which was opening me up in a different way. But then I was going back to that lifestyle of kind of like drinking and partying and enjoying myself. And it was like 2 worlds. And so I think something needed to shift me out of it. And at that time, like looking back, I think that was kind of the universe being like, okay, are you going to pay attention? Are you going to listen here? And so it was 1-2 concussions. And at that time, things started to really shift in my body after the second concussion. And that's when there was so much inflammation in my body, a lot of brain fog. It started to show up on my face. And so I had like major acne, the thing is the acne wasn't even normal acne. It was so itchy to the point where it was like I couldn't not listen. It was like, are you going to pay attention to the power within you, or are you going to keep outsourcing your energy and not, pay attention to what what universe was trying to teach me at that time. And so I think through my own body and my own kind of healing journey, I learned to pay attention to the subtle and the soft cues, but it took a while.
And what was the final push? Because there was one.
It was literally a push.
Yeah.
And so I was working at the Rundle Lounge when I got back from Australia, and I was super excited to work there. It was great, but it was so busy. And that's when like things really started to shift in my body. And I remember actually someone that I served, because she noticed my skin. She came over to me and she's like, hey, I never do this, but I just have to tell you, I'm a medium and this place is literally killing you.
Oh.
Like, because my body was in so much in defense mode. It was like reacting, right? And so it was...
So maybe looking back, maybe it's obvious to you now, but in the time, like you didn't know what was wrong or what was off, right?
Yeah. I was just kind of like, was there mold in the apartment? I was not really paying attention to, I was always eating healthy and really trying to take care of my body, but it was always going back to partying and,
and having
the thing that didn't serve me necessarily. It was fun, but it was, not serving my highest good. And so that final push, so I was working at the ranch, and then there was an opening at the, and so there was an opening at the smaller restaurant in the hotel, which it felt like, okay, at that time I was like, I need just a bit more quiet or something that's not in the energy of the hotel. It's a beautiful, beautiful hotel, but there's so much energy, and from a highly sensitive being, it was too much. And so I moved down to a smaller restaurant, and my body started to heal. I started to feel a lot better, and my life was getting better. I actually moved out of Staffacom and got a beautiful place downtown. And it was kind of just like I was slowly disconnecting from the life there. And I thought, things were getting better. I was healing. And one day I went into work and I literally said, I still remember, before I walked upstairs, I said, the last thing I need is another concussion. And then I walked upstairs, and there had been like a massive, huge steel pot.
Like a soup pot.
Huge, yeah.
Huge.
For sauce.
For those that know kitchens. Like, you could like probably get into it. Like a person could get into it. That's how big of a pot we're talking about.
You could.
Big. Anyway, sorry to interrupt.
No, and so I just went upstairs I was getting sauces for the day, and I went to open the door, and it grabbed the handle. So when I went like this, opened the door, the handle came off and the pot went flying, literally hit me so hard in the head to the point where it like hit me, and then it hit the ground and the handle smashed and it was dented. And I just like, at that time I was frozen. Like I didn't know what had happened.
You're in a state of shock. Did you fall
in
to
a state
the
of
ground?
shock? I literally, no, I didn't fall, but I was waiting for like to fall down my face and pass out at that time. Thank God someone was in the kitchen and they saw the whole thing, and so they could help me. But
big shout out.
Yeah.
So the pot falls on your head.
Pot falls on my head. And so at that time it was kind of like, I need to listen here. And so I was off work for a little bit and was on WCB, going back and forth to concussion rehab in Calgary. And
it was a pretty lengthy rehab process, right?
Yeah, it was like 7 months. Yeah, it was a long time, but I was really lucky with my concussions. And I think with the energy work, like, thank God I was doing yoga, I was doing breath work, I was doing Reiki on myself, that I healed pretty quickly. And they were surprised, like, that I wasn't as affected, which is thank God for that.
Absolutely.
And then, so I was off work. It gave me that time to kind of separate myself from the hotel. And on the weekdays, I would be enjoying nature here in Banff and just really enjoying that slow life. Like I had to basically stop my entire life and heal.
Because yeah, for those that don't know, when you're dealing with especially a more severe concussion, you're sensitive to light, you're sensitive to sound. It's not like you can sit at home and watch Netflix or even listen to pods, really, unfortunately.
Yeah. There were no podcasts at the time.
That's how long. Yeah.
Yeah. It was like 2000.
But the point is, like, all external stimulus kind of will bother you when you're rehabilitating from a concussion. So really having to fully slow down.
Yeah.
How did that lead you to wanting to share the discoveries you found with others?
I think it was always in me, but I had layers and layers and layers of distraction, layers of identity where I was just so disconnected from myself. And so in a way, those concussions allowed me to soften enough for myself to heal and allow these like layers of myself to dissolve and just be myself and breathe and take a moment, a pause, right? I think those pauses are really important, especially in a fast place like Banff. Like Banff is a high energy place. We're living in a vortex. People come in and out all the time. And there's just so much energy. And you're always, especially, if you're working and living with friends, it's like you're always surrounded by people. So how much time do you have on your own? And that makes a huge difference.
Well, especially in your younger years when you're like sharing apartments with people that maybe aren't your partners, there's always kind of people coming in and out there, friends. Yeah. You're always exposed to different people and different energies, maybe not having as much time to, reflect.
Yeah, exactly. And reset. Yeah. Mm-hmm. To know like, okay, especially as a sensitive being, this is my energy and this is what I want. This is how I feel, right? Mm-hmm. And so I think those 3 concussions initiated me into listening, into feeling, into trusting myself more. And then the business was really born through it.
What moment did you realize like this is what you had to do and like there was no other option?
Oh God. I mean, there's been many things like years even before this where I would say that it didn't just happen overnight where I was like, oh, I'm going to do spiritual work, or it was a lifetime, I think. And people along the way that have kind of been like, oh, you're quite in tune with energy, like maybe down the line. Especially that first year in Banff, I had an amazing tarot reader actually that first summer, and she read my cards. I didn't know anything at the time. I was kind of like, didn't know what to expect, but she was reading for me and she said, you are a powerful healer and you will be doing this work down the line, but you will be initiated into this path. And so you will have to go through your own journey, and whatever you learn will help you through being a healer, right? And help others. And she was like, she's like, you bring the life out of woman. And she's like, whether that is through like a midwife or through like birthing, participating in the birth. And at the time I was 19 and I was just kind of like, I don't want to do that. Gross. But I think that's the most beautiful thing is bringing life into this world. And she said, whether physically or energetically kind of thing. And I think that is true for what I do now is I think of this place kind of as like that rebirth portal of helping people, not only women, but people kind of feel safe in their own body and trust themselves and create space in their being for their truth to come through them.
Well, I really like what you said about rebirth. And then like maybe in the tarot card reading, like rebirth or midwifery might not mean in a physical sense, but more in a spiritual sense. Like you said, we help people get reborn or find themselves in a spiritual sense of the word, which honestly, like you've been a big part of my life for a lot of years, the more significant ones. And kind of as a mentor, of course, we're in each other's lives significantly. And like my life has gotten exponentially better since you got in it. So your presence alone is just an incredible light. So
thank you.
I don't know. I feel like I just had to tell you that.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, you're my mentor too. My God, I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for you.
Boy, do
the amount of times I was like, no, not doing it. But thank you.
You're doing great so far, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah. I feel like it's flowing. I'm trusting more.
Let's talk about the name Her Knowing. I kind of wanted to ask you, it's a very powerful name. What does that mean specifically for you? Because it wasn't the first name.
Yeah.
You found it over time. What does it mean to you personally, and why do you think it's kind of the forefront of your business?
Yeah. I think it came when I stepped more into my power. And Her Knowing is a name that feels soft but powerful too. And that's who I am, and that's the work that I do. It's subtle, and it doesn't have to prove or push or convince. It is, and it allows. And I think that it's connected with a knowing, a trust. And it's not just my knowing. It feels like the divine feminine in a way of calling in that energy of knowing that softness is power, and we don't have to be so aggressively proving ourselves, and we don't have to force anything. I think it's about allowing and becoming clear vessels, and then we can create the life that we want to create. So I think it's Her Knowing is that beautiful divine feminine portal for anyone to experience, and whether that's healing or evolving, growing, and it just is a place to be held.
That's perfectly said, honestly. For me, as someone who's kind of close to the business, I feel like your own knowing is what got you to the point where you are now, and then sharing that with others. If they can find their knowing, they can maybe get themselves to where they want to be.
That's exactly it. It's about trusting yourself. So I'm not here to, tell you what to do. It's about you feeling so safe in your body and clear in your knowing, where you just can trust yourself. You can trust the wisdom that's coming through, and that just creates magic in the world. And yeah.
Absolutely. I feel like a lot of people in life feel like they're kind of at the victim of their destiny, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they don't have any impact on what's going to happen to them or how their life's going to turn out. And it's just kind of like, oh, it's just chance. But I don't know. I think through like meditation and different, the power of positive thinking, of course, and different spiritual and mental practices, like you can definitely create your own life how you like it. Like
I think that's definitely part of it, and having a clear vessel, right? And taking care of your body, because if you're so cluttered, if you're always consuming, social media and information and news and everything, it's like, how do you even hear yourself? And so being aware of the food that you eat, being aware of, the people you spend your time with, being aware of how you feel internally and what feels good to you, and just even getting clear in nature. Like nature is the ultimate healer, and it's a powerful place just to get clear and listen. Don't listen to any headphones or music or anything and distract yourself. Just be there, be with nature, and you'll probably receive more than you could from anything.
And I think these days too, it's easy to consume without even knowing it, like consuming commercials, and especially when it comes to the media space, there's this weird push, I feel, to keep people in an angry or negative headspace.
Yeah, it's like hypnotism. It's almost
I
like,
would agree.
Let's just get it consumed like that. The blue screen scrolling, and then the eye movements, and it's like, I even do that, right? It's scrolling. For sure.
We all get caught in that, little doom scroll.
And then you're kind of like 20 minutes went by, and it's just like, whoa, I could be taking care. I could be breathing. I could be doing something that nourishes me instead of giving my energy, my life force, my attention to this external source. Yeah.
Very well said. What was the hardest part about turning your passion into your business?
I think it's the belief in myself. Like truly, it has to come through me and being confident and trusting in my knowing. And I think that there was something that was telling me you need to do this. Like I was almost a bit more naive stepping into business in a way that was good for me. because I had no idea what it was. And I was just kind of like, I want to help people. I want to do this. I want to offer this and do what I love. I really felt like that was where my heart was. And I honestly think that if we work from our heart, then energy expands through us. And so there was a lot of, I think, self-growth that needed to happen. And that probably was the hardest thing. But other than that, I mean,
I feel like you didn't take the conventional way to start a business. I
No,
feel like
not
you
at all.
just kind of came out with a platform and it's been evolving
It was a
ever
knowing.
since, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it was an energy that needed to come out, and it was, the path became clear in some ways. And I think when things are aligned, they can come easily, but you also have to do that internal work, that trust, having certainty too, having that knowing that, okay, this is what I'm meant to do. And there was no doubt in my mind that this is what I'm meant to do.
Mm-hmm. I think that's the most
everything.
important thing.
Yeah. Like if you have that, if you can trust, I think this is what you're meant to do, right? And it comes so naturally to you.
I think if you can convince yourself that it's what you're meant to do, you can convince others, right? Like,
No, it's not about manipulation. You got to work from the heart.
well, yeah, like you got to really want it. Like, you know what I mean? It's,
But I think you're naturally, like, look at what you're naturally good at. Like, you're naturally good at
but you
speaking.
also have to embody what you're doing, right? Like,
100%.
you can't
Yeah.
just fake it. You have to
God,
actually
no.
follow through and
Like, there's no way I could do this work and hold space for people if I didn't hold space for myself, if I didn't cleanse and clear and really take care of this vessel and make sure that I'm aligned so I can be clear for them. It's not about me. It's literally being that vessel to support others, right? And so I don't know if that answered your question, but
absolutely.
I think
It's
there's
perfect.
always going to be struggles in business. I think that it's literally a rhythm and a cycle. Like if you understand the rhythm and cycle of life, the seasons change, things expand and they contract. And so if you're willing to go on that journey and not freak out or not crumble or feel like you're being destroyed in it, then I think having faith and complete certainty that this will work out. And if you know that you're intentionally doing it from the right place, then you'll be
rewarded. In the end,
and supported on whether that's people that come into your life or the right clients, or it's about getting into alignment. And so if in business you don't feel you're going through that contraction cycle, just trust in the process, trust in that. And where can you expand within yourself to bring more life into your vessel to expand externally? But there's a reason for that contraction cycle, right? And so I think if we can learn to trust that rhythm in business and life, we don't freak out as much.
Yeah, I think it's very easy to freak out when things aren't going your way, but I don't think that's very conducive to success moving forward, right? You have to quiet that voice in your head that's going nuts.
Literally,
often,
yes. And I think breathing, I think being in your body and eating good foods and being in nature can really help to make sure you're clear.
Absolutely.
And so you're not, the ego will come in, the mind will come in and be like, you're not good enough. You imposter syndrome, right?
How do you quiet that voice down?
How do I?
Yeah.
Breathing really helps, actually, breath work and just being by myself, I find, and being in nature. And I mean, I tell you a lot of things that you help walk me off the ledge, or you save me from the ledge. Take that out.
That's all right. How does living in a beautiful place like Banff, surrounded by mountains, influence your spirituality or the way that you approach healing?
I mean, I think Banff is such a powerful place. It is, and powerfully energetically, and it's magnetic. And so this place is for healing. I think people come to Banff to heal.
Well, historically, people have came to Banff for healing since before it was colonized.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I think we need to respect that. Like the more we can be connected with the land and honor the land and listen, then she's going to support you. Like the more that I was disconnected from nature here, the more I was disconnected from my body, the harder life. Clearly, it was challenging. It was almost pushing me out of here. I at times, like, I wasn't in the best place energetically and spiritually. And
I used to think life was hard.
yeah,
Like,
it was a
that's
consciousness,
crazy,
but
yeah.
also drinking. And, you know, it puts you at a lower frequency. And I
For
think
sure.
that, you know, there's the mind that can come in. And if you're not aware of these things, that, you know, you low self-worth, and it's just the cycle.
I think it's when
continues.
you don't take care of yourself, both physically and mentally, it's when those little, I guess, those little feelings start to creep in, the uncertainty, the I'm not good
Yeah.
enough, the this, the that. But the more you can take care of yourself and follow routine and kind of show up first for yourself, is how you
Yeah.
show up better for everyone else in your life. Right?
Literally, like, we are the vessel of everything. If you take care of yourself, it's not selfish, it's selfless. Take care of yourself and you can show up way more for your family, way more for your all your relationships, for your work, everything. And I think that's so key. And that's what I've learned through this work too, is that if I don't take care of me, nothing's going to come through.
For sure.
Right. And so, but Banff is such an incredible place to live. It's very powerful. It's magnetic. And I think that it will bring things to the surface to be revealed and healed.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. And we see that in many people. You
Yeah.
experience that. I experienced that, my concussions and healing journey. And
I think it's something that's very prevalent in people that stay here long term.
Yeah.
Is like you have an event that happens where you can either go or stay.
mm-hmm.
And then those that choose to stay generally get a better outcome.
Yeah.
And
And it
those,
expands in more a positive way, I think. And so if you learn to kind of connect with the energy, the land here, I think she's here to support all of us.
And I think the adverse is true as well. If you're here to kind of not respect the land and not respect yourself and the
Yeah.
energy here, it'll tear you apart and you'll become Banffed pretty quick.
That's
you know,
it,
like-
Banff. Yeah, and I experienced that.
So did I. I'm happy to be able to see both sides of it, you know? So
Yeah.
for those out there that may be struggling, don't forget that there's 24-hour support at the Mineral Springs Hospital. If it's any crises, of course, or Natalie offers mentorships if you're looking to just better your life on a longer time frame. We talked a little bit
Yeah.
about the modalities that she offers before, reflexology, which is my personal favorite. Come get foot reflexology. Amazing. Reiki, intuitive guidance. We mentioned the mentorships. What other types of healing do you provide? We didn't even put herbalism in the biography.
Herbalism, which will be soon.
Which will be completed very soon.
Yeah.
So stay tuned. I think we've been talking about different ideas related to
Brainstorming.
herbalism, and that would be a fantastic other avenue to explore, I think, with
Yeah, it's plant medicine, right? Connecting with nature, connecting with are great, but we don't need to experience different states of consciousness, like in the work that we do. And it's really through love. You can experience elevate your frequency, your life. I think through any plant medicine, right? There's herbs. They are here to support us. Mother Earth gives us what we need to heal, especially in the climate that you're in. That's what amazes me learning in herbalism, is what is offered in the land is what
the people need. Yeah.
Connecting with the plants it's medicine. That is the original medicine before all the pharmaceuticals. Sorry, but like.
Well, yeah, there was a big push, I think, in our parents' generation was all these advancements as far as pharmacology and the pharmaceutical industry. So when these things come out, of course, they seem like novel, amazing ideas, but further disconnected us from nature and kind of the home remedy system that had been prevalent for a long time and that's still prevalent in a lot of like Eastern societies, right?
Yeah. Well, the power within ourselves for our body to heal. Our body is a self-regulating system. And what does it need? Rest, nourishment, sunlight, and nature. And it knows what to do until it gets past the point where it starts, attacking itself. But
I think what became prevalent is the shortcut mentality. Is instead of doing all of those things,
that takes away your power.
Effort, exactly, like the quick fix, the Tylenol or whatever, instead of hydrating, getting good sleep.
Yeah.
Right. Like not saying
eating good foods.
Not saying that all medicine is bad. Don't get me wrong, but
there's a time and a place for it.
Of course.
But there's also the long run, like for your longevity. It's like, okay, where can I infuse this plant medicine into my life for my health, right? Instead of just waiting for that last minute, which I've learned too, okay, my body needs something right now. And
the emergency situation.
The emergency, yeah. And having that connection with nature, I think it's important for a good, healthy life.
How can someone out there listening who's, say, like browsing your website, herknowing.ca?
Yeah, .ca.
.ca.
Just changed. It's going back to .com, hopefully.
How would someone browsing your website, herknowing.ca, know which modality is meant for their particular time in their life?
I think trust your knowing. Like tune in, connect with your heart. And if there's something that speaks to you, then I would recommend that one. And you can't go wrong, honestly. And trust what is happening in that time.
Well, especially in the space. The space seems conducive to just...
It's a rebirth portal. It is a birth portal. It's sacred here. We're literally like surrounded. There's Cascade, there's Tunnel, Sleeping Buffalo, Rundle, and Sulphur.
So surrounded by that.
Surrounded. And like we are in the womb. And that's what I think of her knowing is the womb space, that sacred vessel.
Amazing. For listeners wondering if this kind of work is for them, what signs do you think might suggest that they're at a point in their life where, this type of guidance might be supportive to them?
Anytime.
Yeah.
I think honestly, like there's no wrong time to connect with love, connect with yourself, to receive.
Just like know yourself better, right?
Know yourself more, yeah. And I think in all areas, spirituality will support life. All your relationships, your relationship with yourself, abundance, joy, everything. So
I think that's the key, right? Like it's how you feel in your own skin kind of permeates throughout your life. Like I kind of feel that when I go into my job, when I'm serving. It's like if I'm having a good day and I'm having fun and I'm laughing and it's not a big deal, and maybe I'm not stressed financially, like it comes out in my attitude.
Yeah. And you receive
exactly.
You receive what you give.
Opens the door for more in that sense. In days where maybe, I got a stomach issue, or I'm not feeling so hot, or I had a bad night's sleep, maybe I got a kink in my neck. I go in and you're not super like...
Well, what just happened with the scammer?
Oh,
great lesson.
Perfect. Yeah, that night at work was like, I was a shell of a man. Like I couldn't focus on anything.
Because that guy took your power. But in a way, it was so shocking that it rattled you to the point where I'm sure you felt really unsafe in your body.
I'll never admit it.
Yeah, well, I mean, you don't have to admit it, but you were also in a fasted state.
Yeah.
And you had a coffee, and then this scammer scammed you. And then he turned back and was like, you're getting scammed. Like, it was like it took your power from you, which is so shocking. It's just a shocking experience. And then you had to go into work.
Yeah, put that all aside and be like happy and cheery with people, which again, it's a good analogy for people in their lives, right? Like,
but don't you have so much more compassion experiencing that in your body, knowing that some people live their entire lives feeling that very stressful, that very scared state, which I have so much compassion for. I'm sure you do too now. Or
maybe they have an unsafe situation at home or in their personal life where this feeling that I had that day is a more prevalent thing. Like,
yes.
That's a scary thought, honestly.
Yeah. It taught you a good lesson, right?
Sure
because
did.
Were you aware of that before? Do you think? Like,
no, I think maybe my ego might have been getting a little bit big with, starting the business and and I kind of maybe needed to be taken down a
life
peg.
Will humble you.
Definitely, right? Like, I've said this before, like, yeah, people that get scammed are dumb. I'm not dumb, but I've like...
Neither are they.
My God. Well, that's it. But I've
You got
I've
your
definitely
lesson.
said that, and I've definitely been humbled by that situation. So,
yeah.
I don't know.
And that night you were rattled, right? And it reflected in your work. Like you probably didn't make as much. You probably didn't have a great time. And that was, right?
It was terrible. Yeah. It was horrendous. Super not fun. I'm sure it showed in my guests. Like, everyone had a good time and everything went well.
Yeah.
But it wasn't my normal, like, hey.
Your safe self. Yeah. You feel good in your body, and that reflects, right? And so if that's like not a lesson for anyone, it's just take care of the body and your life will take care of itself.
It's true.
In a way.
And then I got to mention that Natalie helped me tremendously after that, just getting back to myself. So, you know,
I understand those states. Honestly, it's the worst feeling, being out of body and not feeling safe. So
honestly, I think our relationship being the way it is, the way we're so open to talking about these things, helps us both feel safe and kind of move forward. We're like, I'm very happy that I don't have a lot of those days, you know?
Yeah.
And that's a lot of it's thanks to you. So I gotta give you thanks when it's due, you know? How has your relationship with yourself changed since stepping into this role as a healer, as a mentor, as a spiritual person?
So much.
Yeah.
I think it's just more, before I lived a life that was very external focused and, you know, always looking for that approval, always looking for that next thing to validate me. And this work has shifted it all internally, because it's really just like having that internal trust and that internal knowing and love. And yeah, I think that it's softened me, but in good ways. And like actually being able to trust yourself, trusting myself more has been a game changer, because I didn't before. And so that in every area of your life, it changed me. So.
And I think as you've gotten further down this road as well, your realization of like taking care of yourself first, right? Like it's a lot more than just that hour that they're paying for.
Oh yeah.
Or that,
it's preparation and this.
It's
to hold the container and to not allow your own stuff to interfere, because the more I separate myself from it, the more life can flow through. And I think that's really important. That
leads us perfectly into our next question. What has this work taught to you about your own boundaries, both personal and professional? Because obviously, new space in business, where does it end? Where does it start?
I mean, I love all my clients too. Amazing people. Like, I'm very grateful. But then there's also that you have to have healthy boundaries with anyone, and it's okay to know your worth. It's okay to charge more for your time and energy, because there's a lot more that goes into it than what people just see, right? And so
100%.
Or experience. And I think that boundaries are really necessary for good health and a business that is going to work too. So.
For sure. I think professional boundaries are very important to set in stone if you want to be successful. It's easy to want to give everything away for free. Like I experienced that too.
That was the hard thing I had to learn at the beginning, right? Because you will get burnt out. You will, if you give so much of it, you need to be replenished. You also need to be able to receive while you give too. So
absolutely,
I think that's huge, is to know your worth and to set those strong boundaries. It's necessary in life.
Absolutely. Do you ever feel pressure to kind of have it all figured out in the position that you are, kind of leading others on mentorships and being a respected person in the spiritual community?
I think no one has it figured out.
Honestly,
like if you think you have it figured out, then
you might have a pot fall on your head.
Yeah, have a pot fall on your head. But I think also that the more I can separate my own stuff, right? Like I've experienced a lot in life and have deep compassion for people, but it's not my job to heal you. It's your job to heal you. And I hold space with love and light, and it's up to you it's a co-creation here. And so that is huge.
You kind of show them to the door and they have to walk through it, so to speak.
Exactly. It's a felt experience too. The more I separate myself from it, the better the work can flow. And so it's just connecting with love and not projecting anything that I think. It's more of, okay, can I just be a clear vessel for this person and what's coming up in their life, and trust what's coming through and allow life to speak through me and work through my hands. And it's not me. It's something else. So.
Something else moving through you, maybe. Who knows?
It's love, really. A higher power.
Because I'm a bit of a skeptic. I don't know if you guys know me out there, but I can't deny in the ways that my life has changed. And
you have
I feel better. I've experienced,
I think that's what you have to experience, it as much as you can talk. If you don't experience it, you'll never trust it. And so,
But it also comes down to like my knowing that I'm worth it, like I'm worth it to get up in the morning and further, my goals and do something positive for myself instead of, staying in bed till work and eating bad food and not taking the time to cook something healthy, because I've seen the other side of that.
Yeah.
And
it's just a dead end.
It's crazy. It's so much more worth it to invest in yourself and your own sense of well-being, because no one's going to do it for you, right?
That's it. No one is going to do it for you.
Back to that quick fix thing, you can distract yourself with your cell phone, or you can, have a drink, or, expand yourself in different ways, but you're just running away from what's really bothering you. And I think getting down to that,
like
it's
okay
when I
to
was
feel
an alcoholic,
it.
why was I doing that for years? That's something that I had to figure out for myself.
Yeah. And same, with my experience too, I feel it was almost just, it was safer not to feel.
Yeah.
But it's so necessary to feel anything in life, right? And I think to not run away from.
And having a trusting and committed partner is big in that too, right? Like I feel so safe having you there in myself that I want to be better for you. And I think vice versa, right? Like we have a commitment to ourselves.
It was crazy, the timing too, because we met and then I started my business that year.
After,
So it was like I was grounded enough and in a safe place where I felt like, okay, it was almost like a birth in a way. It had to come through.
Like your new life was beginning, And mine too, in a sense.
Yeah.
How do you look at success now? What does that mean to you now versus when you started, 5 years ago?
For me, it's a feeling of freedom and fun and abundance. And I think before it was kind of like, I want to do all these things. And now it's like, okay, those things will be great, but it's more, okay, I can enjoy. Success to me is enjoying my morning, is breathing, is being able to have space for my own life and to not be strapped down to, or have someone really telling me what to do. So
what kind of came to my mind when you were speaking just then was doing less, but experiencing more.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So
allowing life to expand you and actually enjoying my life, I think that's huge.
I think taking time to do things that fill your cup.
Yeah.
Instead of showing up to fill other people's cup is a big lesson to learn in Banff too, is, instead of succumbing to that peer pressure, to that, need to always be the FOMO or whatever. I think as you grow, and especially as you age in this town, you got to take time for yourself and ask yourself how and why you're feeling this way, especially if it's negative.
If you want to make a change, start with you. Start with just a small little.
For someone that's called towards healing work, but maybe is afraid to take the first step, what would be your advice to them? How do they, take the first step to feeling better?
Start with you. Start with yourself. I think a lot of things can be free as well. So walking in nature, start walking, connecting with nature, breathing, and
I think moving your body
is key. Yeah. Getting clear and getting curious. Maybe something's calling you. Maybe something's shown up in your life and you keep seeing it. And it's like, oh, is that, knocking on the door? Is it trying to wake me up in any way? And just get curious with life. And
maybe you're out there, you're listening, you're already getting those subtle hints. And this is that final push you need to start your own journey.
Float here.
No pushing, but what was your first step when you got into spirituality, or you decided you wanted to dive into that realm a little bit deeper?
I was always curious about energy healing, and I think that was what was calling me. And yoga actually came at the right time in my life when I was experiencing a lot of anxiety. I was traveling and I was by myself, and just that whole experience of kind of getting to know yourself. And yoga became it was like I became my own partner, right? And it became embodied. When you feel your body and you feel safe in your body, you can move through the world. And
maybe by like realizing the power of movement, it kind of opened the door to other possibilities.
Yeah. Huge.
Amazing.
Yeah. And I think those things are free, right? Like you can breathe, you can stretch, you can walk in nature, those are the first steps.
I think there's a huge disconnect with people right now, especially people that either think life is hard or that don't feel good or well. There's a disconnect with nature in a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
It's much easier to sit on the phone and look at nature. Whereas there's actually scientific studies that have been showed that forest bathing will actually, like we watched that, what was it? That Will Smith thing.
Yeah.
on
Pole to
National
pole.
Geographic. And yeah, it's scientifically proven that being in nature lowers stress levels, lowers
you can feel
levels
it.
of hormones
Just go
that
in
cause negative things.
If there's any homework today, just go, if you need a little shift in, feel your energy now and then walk in nature, no distractions, and feel how you feel after. Just tune into your body. If that's what you can do to actually trust, okay, I've had a shift here. I can feel that it's very subtle, right? But it's love. And
when you're doing that, go walk in your favorite little corner of where you live. And
there's so much beauty around, right?
And not just here. Like you can find beauty in cities and towns all over the world. I think if you maybe just leave your phone in your car or just like step away from technology for a moment and take time to absorb and, ask yourself questions about how you're feeling and why you're feeling that way, I think is a very underutilized technique,
Yeah. And trust the first thing that comes up, right? It's like, wait, I don't know what I'm hearing, or can I trust this? But if you just tune into your body, close your eyes, connect with your heart, and then ask yourself, what am I feeling? And the first thing that comes through, just trust it, write it down, and you may notice a pattern, and that can help you down the line.
Myself and Natalie have drastically different morning routines.
The morning routine is everything.
And I think
it's a ritual.
Starting your day on the right foot is another huge thing, right?
Like 5 a.m. if I could wake up. I do love that because I think that the ether is very soft and there's not a lot of information in the field. And so you can really tune in and breathe. And it's like different states of, okay, I can, in my mind, connect in with energy and start manifesting what I would like to manifest.
And what does that mean for someone that might not know is that just visualizing your life? Is that...
For me, I've been doing a lot of breath work more.
Yeah.
And so the breath calms the mind. It actually connects you. So it's like, do you ever wake up and you feel like this voice that's kind of like, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to...
Yeah. I feel for me, it's usually at night.
Okay.
It's usually like before I go to sleep, I'm thinking about what I have to do in the morning.
Yeah.
It's kind of that... Maybe a little bit of anxiety, if you want to label it. Like, I think anxiety's over-labeled these days, but you're supposed to have anxiety. Like, you're supposed to be thinking about what's coming up in your life and have anticipation for it and be ready, right? Like, I think an anxiety-free life is impossible. I think it's managing those feelings of anxiety is where people lack
and
the
being
skills.
aware of like, okay, what maybe triggered it and how can I, like, breathing can really, it's like that freezing, right? And then your energy can be constricted and that can cause anxiety.
Well, that's it. It's recognizing it and then like not letting it be
moving through it.
Yes,
not being like, I am anxious. I'm experiencing anxiety right now.
Like I recently did that emceeing event. That was the first time I ever did that. And I was nervous for it, right? But
he'll never admit it.
I'll never admit it, of course. Even leading up, like
good.
Part of the way I deal with my anxiety towards it is not admitting it to myself, because if I don't admit it to myself, it doesn't exist. It doesn't happen, right?
Yeah.
And
I understand that. That's a good way to look at things, right? You're not creating it.
Exactly. I'm not creating I'm not creating fake problems in my mind before they happen.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep a blank state, an empty mind, basically. And I just tell myself that everything's going to go great. Everything's going to go off without a hitch. And it mostly does.
And it does,
right?
yeah.
So, of course, like those feelings of anxiety are there, but it's okay. That's kind of how I know I'm on the right track, that I'm expanding myself into doing something that I'm uncomfortable with. Because that's just your body telling you,
maybe it's unknown.
Exactly,
right?
that it's unknown. And then once you survive it, you're like, oh, sick. Like, I want to do plenty more of those events now because, like,
Yeah.
it was actually fun when you got down to it and you got comfortable and whatever. So get in contact if you want to book me. How can people get in contact with you, Natalie, if they want to book or
you
start
can
their
Instagram.
journey?
I do lots of reels on Instagram. So mostly there at Her Knowing and herknowing.ca, my website to book if you would like.
Absolutely. You can come in, get
Enjoy.
some healing in this place that we're sitting right now.
Such a beautiful day.
Any closing thoughts you want to share with the audience?
Well, I'm grateful to be here in Banff. I think that it was a great place for me to evolve and grow, and the community is amazing. And I'm grateful to be of service here. And I think that this place is really, there is a contrast here. There's a lot of light and there is dark.
Big time.
And I think the more that we can step into our power, and maybe we are small at this time, but you just never know how much that can expand. And I think Banff is calling authentic leaders and powerful people who really respect the land and love the land here and feel connected. And it's a beautiful place to live. And I'm just grateful to experience the energy here and life here.
Very well said. Very well said.
Okay, wait, let me tune in.
Huh?
Don't underestimate your own power and your light and how much of an impact you can make, even if it's small right now. But I think that it's those small little things that can make a huge change.
Very well said. Very well said. This has been great. This has
been
been a long time
fun.
coming. I've been trying to get Nat behind the microphone for
Oh God, years.
probably 200 weeks, or for about 105 weeks now. So
I've always said no. So thank you for having me. Honestly, it's been amazing. And I feel like if anyone's nervous, and I totally get that, you just have to breathe and take the step, right? Let it flow out of you. Trust your words. Trust that you know what to say. And yeah, I think that believe in yourself because the world needs your magic. And I'm grateful. Thank you for holding this space for me today. Thank you.
thank you for having me in your beautiful office. And like every week,
See you next Tuesday.
Peace. She actually came up with that.